Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the next part of this customization. Now, we have the Pikachu in hand. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the tail and put in a paper clip to serve as the new one. Now what you're going to need is a push pin because you need to make a hole for this to fit in. And you have to trim it. So you're going to need a wire cutter. You can get these for pretty cheap. You can get them at the 99-cent store, but Walmart's a pretty good place to go. So first, I'm going to remove Pikachu's tail with just these pliers. Now you could cut the tail off, and you could just cut the tail off with an X-Acto knife or a razor blade, but see, no hot water or anything. There we go. Got that done. Now, with this push pin, I'm going to make a hole. So that way, when we make a new, it's so it could hold the new tail in place. Now, when you get Amiibos, you can put them in boiling water. I found the boiling water actually helps a lot better when you pull them apart, because I do have a heat gun, and I have used a heat gun in the past. But what I didn't like is that you can only heat up a part 10 seconds at a time. The reason why is because if you leave it on too long, it's going to melt it off. And I plan to use those parts, for another custom. Now see, when you're doing this, you have to... So I'm twisting the paper clip. I'm doing this so it smooths out any part that may have caught on to the pin. So watch. Now we put this in. That's where Mr. Plier comes in. And you can feed. It's in here. See? Now see, when it stops moving, that means it's secured in place. Now the thing is that you don't want to make the hole too big. I suggest, like, when you make the hole, you do this. Push the pin in, twist it, take it out. 2 or 3 times, it'll be enough so that this stays in snugly. Because if you keep doing it too much, you're going to make the hole too loose and it won't stick. It won't stay in place. So go at the base, bend it up here. Something like that. So there we go. Don't want the tail too long. So you want it like about so much that it goes in and right here. You want it right here. Take my wire cutter. Now when you're cutting or trimming anything metal, make sure you have safety glasses on. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Make sure you have safety glasses, because a lot of times when you trim these things, they freaking skyrocket like BBs. So, which is why here's a safety thing if you don't want it to fire off. Put it on the ground, you put it right here, and you do this. See? Now, if I would have just clipped it without holding the top part, it would have flew right into the camera. So there we go. There's the Pikachu. So see, there's his tail. We can still use it for another project. Okay. Now, the next part we're going to do is cut some It's going to mix some Milliput. Now, when you're using Milliput for the first time, it's recommended. Even the directions say to wear latex gloves for the first time you're using. It take about 5 minutes for me to mix it by hand, because you have to do it by hand. But like I said, if the first time you're using it, use a latex glove when you're mixing it. That way, over time, your body will build an immunity to it, because, well, the thing is that you don't know what your body's allergic to. You can get a whole bunch of different allergies. So, I'm going to do a time skip right about now. Alright, now that the Milliput's mixed, you want it to look like this when it doesn't have streaks, because it's yellow and gray, the epoxy and the hardener. You want to mix it until, see how there's no streaks left. So now can see, this is the final product you want. You know, I'll sand some of the rough edges that the water couldn't smooth out. But other than that, pretty much done. Now in the next video, I'm going to show you how to paint and apply the Mod Podge. So as always, thank you for watching. And there we go. We have the tail for Umbreon. Now, just gotta let this guy dry for 4 hours. It is 2:40 right now. So, I gotta wash my hands free of the milliput. That's what's weird about milliput. You have to kind of eyeball how much you need, depending on what you're sculpting. But it may come out too much or too few. If not,